Greetings again, guys and gals. Glenn here with another June subscription box. Today we're going to talk about GeekFuel. GeekFuel has been probably the most consistently good box over the past 3 or 4 months since I've been making these videos. In fact, GeekFuel was our box of the month last month. So they've been consistently good. For a box that's only been around since end of last year or so, they've just done a really good job with their boxes, and I've been pleased every time. So let's go through June's and we'll see what we think there. June's theme for GeekFuel is 90s Geek Out. So a lot of stuff related to 90s. I think it's a very different theme than what we've seen lately from a lot of these boxes. So it's good to see these boxes try to think a little more radically as far as their themes go, instead of just heroes, villains, Star Wars, Marvel. They went a little bit different and just went with a 90s geek theme. So we'll see how that turned out. Starting with a shirt. It's a nice, I like this color shirt. It's a nice olive green, and it is an X-Files shirt. So it's a play on the Da Vinci man painting, but it's an alien. So very cool concept. Not a great good concept, not a great execution, because the color of the design is just a little bit darker than the color of the shirt, which means you can't see it very well. I mean, I don't know how it shows up on camera, but it's just kind of a faded design that you can't really see very well. If you were looking from far away, it just doesn't jump out at you. It's very muted, very dull as colors go. I like the basic color of the shirt, but as far as the design goes, it's just, it wasn't done very well. It really wasn't. And it's a good shirt, and the design would be cool if it were a little more there, if that makes sense. So kind of took a step back with the shirt. Now, some people might like this shirt for that reason, but the fact that, it's just really, really light as far as showing up on the background of the shirt was kind of disappointing. All right, next we've got some ooze. Now, when you first look at this, what do you think? Oh, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Whether you like ooze or not, it's got that going for it. But you know what? As I looked closer at it, it's really not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's 90s Mutant Hero ooze with the GeekFuel logo on it. You know what that screams? That screams knockoff, right? So I don't know how hard it would have been to get something licensed like this. But number one, I'm not a big fan of the ooze stuff anyway. Even when it was new, when I was a lot younger, I didn't like this stuff. It's just not my kettle of tea, which is fine. But to kind of use the same colors, the same fonts, everything, and make you think it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when it's really just a generic knockoff, that doesn't throw me too much either. Really a swing and a miss with this one, big time. All right, we've got another. Now, GeekFuel, this is the one mark against GeekFuel that I've always had, is these downloadable game codes. Well, here's another one. This is for supposedly a $10 game called Super Win the Game, and it is a kind of a 90s retro type platformer. It's supposed to harken back and parody those old platformer games. So supposedly a $10 value, and it comes with this keychain. That's a key. A lot of those old games, you had to pick up keys, get through doors, things like that. So the keychain's fine, I guess. The game code, I'm still not digging it. It's for Steam, but what would make these things better if they were $10 at Steam for whatever game you want to get? If it's really a $10 value, then you're not doing anything differently, right? I understand the game probably sponsors it, or Steam sponsors it and trying to get people to buy to get this game. but you know, these are items. They're not even really items. These game codes, and then throwing a keychain on top of it. At least with some of the other ones, they had stickers. They had things that were a little more interesting. This is kind of a blah item as well. All right. What else we got? We've got a magnet, a Power Rangers magnet, which is kind of cool. I think there's one of 5 different. You can get any of the 5 in the box, so it's cool that there's a kind of a variance there. So it's just a regular old magnet. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. We've got a bookmark. It's kind of double-sided bookmark. It's a Mortal Kombat bookmark, kind of a play on finish it, as in finish the book. So kind of a cool geeky bookmark. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. I like getting everyday things that are geek oriented. That's why I like things like ice cube trays or license plate frames or bookmarks, everyday things that are kind of geeked up. So I live mind that. And the reason they did those bookmarks is because the main meat of the box, the major item that takes up most of the box, are the Jurassic Park novels by Michael Crichton. So Jurassic Park and The Lost World. I have both of these novels. These are good novels, nothing wrong with them. But for 2 of them to take up all this much space in the box and to be your main item for a geek box, I don't think is that great. Maybe I'm biased because I have them already, but the fact that, my thing about these geek boxes is they're supposed to come up with something different. They're supposed to come up with items that you would not go out and buy yourself, right? I go to Barnes & Noble, pick these up anytime I want to, Geeky box items are supposed to be things that you wouldn't necessarily get for yourself, right? It's like Christmas. People don't buy you Christmas presents that you could just go out and get yourself. They give you gifts that they think you would like, and that are gonna wow you and light up your eyes. These don't wow me. They're thick paperback books, supposedly worth $10 a piece, but obviously you're not gonna pay $10 for these any longer. Maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but. I get where they're going with this. You've got the Jurassic World coming out this last week, and all that, and this is very 90s. But how about one? I could see one book would be good, and I've never seen more than one book in a geek box before. And those have been specifically geek-oriented books. They're either an anime book or the one book we got in the Nerd Block a couple of months ago. I forget which one that was, but one book. It doesn't take up that much space. You can do something else. But 2 books, you're taking up so much space with these 2 items that there's nothing else in the box. So I'm done rambling about it, but I'm not thrilled with these 2 paperbacks taking up all the room in the GeekFuel box. Because that's pretty much it. Other than what I've shown you already, we've got the little magazine. And GeekFuel magazine's always good. It's got a lot of neat 90s things in here. It talks about 90s cartoons and the X-Files, and it's got its normal geek guides, gift guides, stuff like that. So their magazine is good. You've got their card that shows what's on it or what's in the box, including the different colors of the Power Rangers. But you know what? That's it for the box. And the books just kind of killed that box for me. We've got a shirt that I don't really care for, 2 novels that took up all the room that I already had. The bookmark is fine. The magnet is fine. Downloadable game code again. So what am I left with? And the ooze, which I don't like anyway, but the fact that it's not even a real brand, it's a generic made to look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was really disappointing as well. So, this is a very so-so box. In fact, I'm going to give this box a C. I haven't given a C box in a long time. None of the Mays were C's. I just was super disappointed with this box. Maybe it's just because their boxes have been so good recently, but I just did not care for this box at all. I know I've spent a lot of time trying to get people to get GeekFuel, and I would still recommend it because every box is gonna stumble every once in a while, and I'm hoping this is the one that GeekFuel kind of takes a little bit of a bath with, as far as you know, not being that great, and they'll come back with a bang next month. So that's it for this box. As always, make sure you're commenting on these videos to get in the giveaway, which is for a Nerd Block Classic, and that will give away at the end of this box month. And other than that, the usual: like us on Facebook and share us with your friends so we can get more subscribers. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I didn't have better things to say about GeekFuel, but I'm pretty confident they're going to come back with a great box next month. Until we meet again, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.